Hey everybody, North Star Ball here. I'm Dom,
And I'm Dane.
and we got a very fun deck to share with you.
Is that what we call this? Fun?
Oh, for us, not the opponent. So, we have our Buurnhan deck profile.
Buurnhan. Fantastic.
Deck.
Fantastic.
We'll get there. We'll get there. So, I saw this SS3 Gohan in the champion pack. Instantly, I loved it because red green is one of my favorite combo, even though it's pretty weak. And he has a burn effect, so great. And has with Alliance, which is a keyword, but I think needs a little bit more love. And I think this is a good way to do it. Have a bonus effect to go with the keyword, kind of like the critical Piccolo Goku. But yeah, I thought this guy was cool. Burn.
But let's talk about the history of how we got here.
So
if you take a look, this is Super Saiyan 3 Gohan in Piccolo garb, which immediately triggers in your 8 a.m. brain, I guess for Central Time folk, when the new Facebook photos get put up. We all wake up and see them and we think, okay, Teen Gohan, cool. But then you're just scrolling Facebook and someone mentions that it's a Son Gohan adolescence instead of Son Gohan childhood.
It's like so misleading because the art, he just looks kind of stumpier. Like if we go back, like this art that it's from, he looks tall. To the card art, he don't look as tall, probably because he's boxed in.
His arms look smaller. I think it's the big thing.
Yeah.
And then Super Saiyan 3, you can never tell any faces.
Yep.
And Dragon Ball has that issue, and then Super Saiyan 3 just exacerbates it.
Right. So I'm sitting here trying to think of the best way to cheat this guy out, because hard dropping it turn 4, yeah, that's fun. Unison meta, you're tapped out because you can free play counters if you have a Unison. It's cool. It's fine.
Multicolors and Unisons don't really sit well.
Exactly.
There had to be something better you could do with this card.
There is a Gohan that you could, I believe you can Familiar Bond it, that gives all Gohan adolescents evolve for 2 red and a 1, so 3 total.
Definitely build 1. That's right. That was
yep.
Yeah.
Because it's any mono red Saiyan leader, so that already limits us to like 6 or 7 leaders.
And realistically, like 2 or 3 good ones.
Pan
and Burn Gohan. Basically.
Maybe Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta from the pack because double strike. Different thing. But Familia Bonds turn 2, turn 3 you can evolve this guy on top of any Son Gohan adolescents. Probably the one that you already fan bombed. So cool. Then I got thinking. I like weird combo decks. My favorite deck of all time, Agents of Destruction. I played Purunga, AOD, and there's a fun little combo that go up a chain of Majin Boos, and I was thinking, there's a Majin Buu that likes having Gohan adolescents underneath it, and then that's where this man shows up in my brain, and I instantly messaged Dane, and we just like, wow.
I stopped working. I was at home working, and I just stopped everything so I could build this deck.
Right. So yeah. So we made a Burn Buurnhan deck, hence the name Buurnhan with the extra U.
But it needed a little bit of help. There were some parts missing to the consistency of relying on such a combo.
Right. Definitely with Meki Kabura, that's going to be running around. Like, you can just say, Majin Buu
7
drop. Crap, my chain's over. It's okay. We got some friends. We got some Earthling package coming in. Earthling support. Hercule, already really good with Majin Buus. But you get free Videls with the leader. Videl an Earthling. She dies. You Bunny. Yamcha comes out. So, I don't know. Should we just get right to the deck?
Let's do it.
So here's our current build that we got going for us. It can turn 2 bring out Buurnhan with the SS3 Gohan underneath it.
Burning 4 total damage by the end of turn 2.
So like, I will
if
go
you
through
go second.
some. Yeah, if you go second, let's go through some.
Well, technically, if you go first too.
I guess so. Yeah, we'll go through some of our choices quick. So like we have the leader. We picked Burn Gohan, just because he gets you and your opponent down to 4 really quick.
On top of that, Burst 2, which it doesn't seem that important, but then all of a sudden what you want to think of, not having to combo away bigger pieces, rather than just being able to have them naturally there. I mean, that's literally the point of top tier decks like Dredgeku and Clash of Fates Goku when that was bigger, is that these burst decks that can just automatically put their cards in the drop area, awesome effects.
So that's just a bonus. We probably could try to like make it a 60, but then it's also a combo deck, so it's like a weird spot where you want to see like some cards early. If we are, depending on how the meta goes, if we are okay getting away with like a turn 3 or 4 getting this off without getting too much hate against us, sure, we could probably throw in like After Image would be really good, or some kind of other negates. But really our only defense is, because we're playing red-blue, is Cooler and Hercule Boo.
And Senzu
And Senzu Bean.
Plus free blockers. We like free blockers in this household.
We got, what, 8 blockers that come out pretty easily?
Videl can be played for free at any point because your leader area has a... and then Bunny Girl Bulma, if they ever remove Hercule, Videl, if they remove your Boo Hercule after you play it, if they remove the Yamcha, if for some reason you charge 2 red-green cards and you cast
either the Gohans,
the red-green Gohans, you know, I don't think it'll ever happen. Possible. There's just a lot of recursion there, and beyond that, if nothing else, your opponent just goes, I want to clear that blocker, kill oops, Bunny Girl, and then you put out Videl again, and you have two defensive blockers.
Or what's really great is just replaying Hercule, because then he gets his effect again to search for more Majin Boos.
Also great.
So that's really good. And then Yamcha, just because we're bursting, it needs a 0.5k, and as soon as he hits the drop, and your opponent has to assume you're running Bunny Girl, they have to be wary about how they're gonna remove anything on your board early game,
if at all.
Right. We got Bardock, the Resolute, because you can play him turn 1.
Yeah, before your opponent's even gone. Just some like weird tech choices that people really don't think about. We have the 5th Gohan as the Gohan Goten Brotherly Bonds, or Familial Bonds. It's just a really strong way to give triple strike. Some decks are really so defensive, can only burn them to 4, and every other damage has to be like a really big number or something along those lines. But Buurnhan could absorb both of the different Gohans, can either absorb the Gohan Familial Bonds or the SS. You have different choices for you to really maximize what the situation calls for, because sometimes triple strike is better than a burn. If you know that your opponent has no negates somehow, right? Whatever it is, they thought they were going to kill you last turn and they charged. There's different ways to kind of figure out the clues. You have a way to just triple strike them to their face twice, because that Buurnhan can do 6 damage in 1 turn because it is dual attack, and that is what really brings it together. Is Grand Evil Absorption Majin Buu is dual attack, meaning you can activate Alliance twice for both of those cards, and that means you can burn 2 damage when you swing, and then your opponent would lose 2 life to the drop area per card they try to play the next turn. That's 20k or less. There's just so much to do. And then lastly, just 2 quick finishers. A new addition to the deck was the Awakened Evil Majin Buu. Is that what it's? No,
Ultimate Evil.
Yep. Ultimate Evil. The blue boy who evolved for 1 blue, restands and gains 30k. Big numbers. big numbers, big strikes. Very powerful. And then Mira, when you have a deck like this, you're bursting. Sometimes you just need a 1 energy push. And Mira is 30k, draw a card, restand 1 for defense next turn.
Yep.
Pretty good card.
Another reason why we picked this leader real quick, the Awaken side, you get, when you activate lines, pop any 30k or less on your opponent's board. And you can also discard 3 cards from your hand. So you got all these 110ks in this deck, sadly, but they're not totally dead because you can discard 3 cards and boost all your red and green battle cards by 10k. So your free Videls become 15k, so they can swing, or you just make a really big number on your alliance.
Which I think is really big, as we're going to demonstrate the key where these numbers can just spiral out of control and how much damage is online. Just really quick touch on the sideboard. Pretty standard stuff. Topo, Black Messian, Broly, Koitsuki, all very obvious choices. The Village Elder, people might think it's for mill, but realistically you win faster than a mill that can protect itself. Particularly right against Cooler, they're gonna go, okay, well I'll kill your little people, so you mill cards, but it's like, okay, there's Yamcha, deal with him.
And they can't play their arrival pieces either.
Yeah.
If we get the combo off.
So right, there's so many little pieces.
Capricious Onslaught.
Yeah.
Pretty good card for the sideboard because we are running Majin Boos.
You can just absorb anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything.
Swing lead.
Which means even your opponent's Gohans for some reason.
Sure, yes.
Steal that effect.
The main reason I brought this up to Dane, because I was looking at Majin Buu support cards, is that we have been noticing Shadow Dragons might probably be an issue. Because they also play a really big guy on turn 2. And he has Revenge Blocker. But what's great, because if you remove him, your opponent draws 2 cards or 3? 2?
2 cards and plays the 1-star or 2-star ball, depending on which chain they went up.
Yep, and then they get to restart the chain basically. With Capricious Onslaught, because you absorb the card, so it's just like Toa effects and the Majin Buu leader, Black Majin Buu leader, because you take in the card on your side and the effect activates, you are the owner of the skill. So that means when you absorb their Sin Shenron, you get to draw 2 cards and play a 1-star Shadow Ball if you had it.
But it's just not worth the space.
Right, but you get to draw 2 cards. We're stealing their card for 1 energy. And a 15k boost.
And then Miraculous Comeback, if your opponent just like picks up all their own life, just choose Miraculous Comeback and then swing into two battle cards that are sideways with really big numbers.
Oh, it doesn't even have to be sideways. So you can attack active now.
Oh yeah, that's right. So just absolutely ridiculous. You can just kill stuff if your opponent is even playing weenies or blockers. Okay, deal 4. Yeah, let's get into this demonstration though. So
all right, so we're going into the main combo. So this is the insane, like this is your starting hand that like, okay, I'm gonna win the game. You don't see it that often. It can happen. My 2 games I played with the deck, I basically had this turn 2. So it can get there more than you think. Also realize the Majin Buu is sideways somehow, but ignore that. Mirrored.
Big points. The leader is going to pick up a life every turn. Draw. Your opponent doesn't want to get burned, like by your leader skill, so they'll usually leaders are gaining advantage on the front side that they're just going to have to swing into your. So that's another life to your hand. So realistically, you're drawing a draw 2 leader if you do get down to 4 life, and there's just various options that really help this thing along.
Right. So the play is, let's say like you're going first. You first turn, charge a multicolor. Preferably not Majin Buu, Hercule, because you need them. If you had an extra one, sure. Now you pass turn after you mill your opponent, of course, or burn your opponent. You mill yourself, brace yourself, burn your opponent. They attack you with something. Their leader, a battle card, something. Super combo, which restands your energy, so you can arrival Hercule Buu. You've saved yourself some damage, minus 10k something, drew a card. And what's really fun, Hercule Boo, is if it's later in the game, or like you don't see the combo right away, you're able to like recycle your bunny girls because you can just bounce that back. So that's pretty nice. You could, yeah, it's end of turn. So yeah, bounce back bunny girl, and then you have it ready for next turn. So now it's your turn. Your opponent, you drew a card. It's like, cool. It's a grand absorption Boo. Neat. Charge that. Don't need that. Then you're at 2 red energy. Evolve over Majin Buu. And then you Uni absorb the Gohan. Put him underneath. Play Buurnhan. And now you can activate his activate main. He now has Barrier. Alliance. Deflect if it really matters. And you just swing twice. Like, you play like an Earthling like Videl. Neat. She's free. You'll probably hopefully draw another Videl. You could even do some fancy shenanigans with a Senzu Bean and a 1-drop Hercule. Somehow get multiple cards on the board so you can use Alliance twice because it does stack. Because not once per turn.
This is right, and that whole time it wasn't the perfect demonstration because that whole time you're all picking up cards from your life, you're dealing damage to your opponent, you're applying pressure because your leader is swinging. There's so much that goes into this deck. Turn 3 win, very likely, and as soon as you've turned one Alliance skill for the Gohan, it's hard pressed for your opponent to kill you. You can use the Big Boo to just clear out their board. You can use your Alliance skill on your leader to just minus or kill a 30k. It's really hard. If you've pulled off the combo, you almost certainly can't lose, except maybe by like a unison with double strike. But there's different ways to kind of handle that. Likewise, Beerus and Bean kind of help you stabilize after you out.
Yep. So that's pretty much it. It does, like, if you don't see the combo turn 2, like, you still have options of plays. Like, you can play Hercule, grab your cards you need. You end up milling all your pieces. Like, it's cool. You can even just go Awaken Evil Majin Buu into Ultimate Evil, I believe. Like, if you have to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Majin Buu 5 or more.
So you have 5 options. So it's just nice always having that 5th option of a card, like the Gohan or the Majin Buu. Like, but yeah, you have Bardock. Like, Bardock just comes out for free. It's just nice. Like, you have options.
Just burn them. Burn them.
Worst case, you just you just go for it. You have
on
coolers.
Turn 3, realistically, you've burned your opponent 5 times. Can you deal 3 damage with a 35k, 2 or 3 leader swings, and a double strike free play Bardock? I really hope you can.
Yeah, exactly.
And if not, that's why you have stuff like Quitsuki. Oh, you want to play Topo? Yeah, sure. Warp 2. You want to play that Champa to rest my big boy? Sure. Warp 2.
Yeah, you're like always hard pressing, like taxing your opponent and you're the one getting big guys out, like going tall. So like there could be an argument, like even mainboarding Koisuke because you are bursting, and he does like reset your hand if you draw the Buurnhan. Maybe
or you draw too many
yeah,
Gohans or something.
Right. So like, because he bottom decks the 2 cards and then you draw 2 cards. So they're like bottom deck, you're not going to see it for a while. Yeah, like it's a fun deck. I'm enjoying it. It's probably like once we find out how to get the champion pack, hopefully there'll be some kind of event. Hopefully, they get released pretty easily. But I'm excited to try this deck out. I just like weird combo decks, so it's fun. I always try to come up with something weird.
We've been on Untap.
Oh yeah, it's been fun.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Dane and Dom with North Star Ball. Make sure to come back at the end of the week where Friday night we'll be streaming as well as talking about the tournament pack cards that are already excited. I'm very excited to talk about them. And we've been even side betting on what cards are inside them. So we'll see you then and have a great night.